We're Bison! We are Impacted! We're Bison! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are Impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome to episode 65 of Impacted. I am your host, Bison, and I am joined today by the one and only Joker, and of course the man simply known as Steve. Now, we're all coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. Hello, fellas. How are we doing today?
Well, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all, man. Looking forward to getting back on this, and straight away, Courtney smashes us with $50. Go on, girl. Thank you very much. We've not done anything yet, though, girl. We've not done anything. You need
Maybe
to
she
wait
like-
for us.
Yeah, maybe she likes the silence.
Maybe. Anyway, it's great to see quite a few of you already joined us in the chat. Obviously, we just mentioned Courtney there. Obviously, we've got who else have we got in there? We've got Terrence, I believe, is in there.
Donaldson.
Good to see you. Not seen you for a while. We got Punk Nova in the chat as well. Who else have we got? Donald's in there. I've not seen Donald for a while, so good to see you there, buddy.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's great to see you. Let's keep the chat going. If there's anything you know that you want to add to some of the things that we're going to discuss today, we'd love to hear from you. It's really, really important that you interact with us because that's what makes the show work so well. Anyway, guys, how have you been going this week? How's it been going? What have you been up to? Did anybody watch Terminus?
No, I didn't know. I actually slipped my mind that it was on.
Oh, mate. What about you, Steve? Did you get right to it?
No, I have purchased it, but I haven't managed to watch it yet. So it is on my to-do list.
Fair enough. I managed to watch it. I watched it on when did I watch it? Yesterday morning. I popped it on and I blasted through it. Bit difficult to watch at times. Didn't have the best production going on. Took a while to get going, but there were some good matches. So yeah, we could talk about that a bit later, but there was some good matches, so it was pretty good. Shall we get stuck into some of these fantastic news and rumors that have been going on over the past, just anything that's been going on in the Impact world, to be fair, over the past week?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go.
All right. Okay. One of the first things I wanted to bring up straight off the bat, because I think we're going to have a lot of things to talk about with regards to this, is Impact have been advertising that New Japan Pro Wrestling's very own Bullet Club tag team, G.O.D, or God, to perform at Florida tapings. So the Gorillas of Destiny are going to be there. For me, this is fantastic marketing. You know, if you want to sell some tickets and let people know who's going to be there. We did find out last week that Jay White was going to be joining them, and now we've found out that the Gorillas of Destiny is going to be there as well. And it looks like that long-awaited clash between the Good Brothers and them could be on the cards. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Let's go with Steve first.
Yeah, well, we've been waiting for this, for the Gorillas of Destiny to show up for quite some time, ever since the Good Brothers bumped into them over in Japan. I want to say around sort of August, September time. And it's been a long time coming. And with them and Jay White turning up, this is going to be a very interesting set of tapings.
I actually think with regards to the storyline, and we'll sort of kind of get into it in a second with regards to Chris Bay losing to Laredo Kid. I think with regards to the storyline, it's going to be all about the Bullet Club coming in to sort out Chris Bay.
Yes.
He's on a bit of a losing streak, so I think that's what that's all about, and then pulling him back together, pulling him back into the club, you know, that type of stuff. That's what I think. What about you, Joe? What do you think?
Like you said, it's a great way to just put notice on what's coming up next and for the next set of tapings, and it's all helping with the build for the return of New Japan Pro Wrestling on Access TV as well. It's all subliminal little steps to just show everyone that we are one unit again.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think, as we all know, we have got New Japan Pro Wrestling's new show, or there's a show which is going to be creating original content as of March. So you're right. I think this is great. I do believe that. I think Steve was giving me the date just now. What was the date, Steve? They're going to start showing some old stuff.
I believe that the January the 20th they're going to be showing matches, and I think they're up to February the 9th, I think.
Yeah, just to give us a taster of what to expect.
February the 24th they're going up to.
Yeah. So I think that just basically is giving us, giving us some insight to what to expect, and I'm looking forward to it. I do love myself a bit of New Japan, so looking forward to that. And of course, making the Impact fans familiar with your Jay Whites and your Gorillas of Destiny that we're potentially going to be seeing on New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. It's great to see this continual cross promotion stuff going on with Impact and New Japan. I think it's fantastic. I'm very excited to see where all this goes. Great marketing, putting out the fact that Jay White and obviously the Gorillas of Destiny are going to be at the Florida tapings. Fantastic. Of course, I'm sure that they saw an influx of, ticket sales as soon as that happened. And from what I can gather, they're selling quite well, especially night one apparently is selling extremely well. Most of the 2-night packages have gone. So, things are looking good.
Bam!
Exactly. Bam. Anyway, I'd love to know what all your guys' thoughts in the chat are with regards to obviously the Gorillas of Destiny, Jay White turning up, the stuff with regards to New Japan Pro Wrestling that's going on at the moment. I think it's absolutely awesome, and I'm loving the way things are going. I really am. The other thing is Deonna once again is a champ. Beating Rok-C for the Ring of Honor title last week on Impact. Now, the thing is with this, that pretty much tells us that she's heading to WWE. I'm not too sure whether they would have taken the title off her if she was sticking around. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one, guys? Because it was a hell of a match.
I am the f***ing greatest.
Telling me, girl. Telling me. What about you, Joe? What are your thoughts on this?
If this is the first time I've seen Rok-C in a match, and I was really, really impressed to see what she's done. If this is her send off to the WWE, then it's. I hope that she doesn't get wasted. I hope they do something with her if she goes on to NXT. Seeing as NXT 2 is supposed to be now really bringing in the unknown fresh talent and boosting them up a bit more. So hopefully they'll actually do something with that, and hopefully they don't change her name for Christ's sake. Hopefully they at least let her keep her name, and don't try and trademark it for their own fucking property. But I don't want to see Rok-C become some stupid fucking gimmick. I hope if anything that she ends up going to AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling or somewhere else over WWE and just proves everybody wrong completely. And it's just it's just a completely step up character rebuild.
What's interesting about all of this, though, is that I would love to see Rok-C sign with the Knockouts. I think that would be an amazing, amazing coup if that was to happen. What I do like the way that they're going about things at the moment is, if they probably know what she's doing, and they're doing everything the right way. Titles are being handed over, if that's what's going on. She's doing the right thing, and then she's going to move on and do whatever she does. But it was great to see her on Impact TV, and it was great to see her against Deonna. I think both. Do you know what? I put this. Sorry, let me just say. I put this one out there as well, that the two of them together would make an incredible tag team.
Definitely. Yeah. Can't disagree with that. Yeah, and she looked like she belonged. She looked like she belonged in the main event as well.
Yeah, she did.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. What's that? Sorry, they will trademark a different name for Rok-C for sure if she's going there. And yeah, you're probably right, Bonkers. You're probably right. They'll come up with some, or they'll just change it so it's like ROKCEY or something. or they might even not.
ROXY. Just
Yeah.
leave it.
Yeah, they'll come up with something that sounds the same but isn't the same, and everyone will be like, "Oh, that's trash." But yeah, no. Interestingly enough, if she goes, she goes. Good luck to her. We all know that
Yeah, and I mean she's
young.
still young, isn't she? Yeah.
She's young, and if it doesn't pan out for her and they release her in a year's time, she's got plenty of future ahead of her, no matter what. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with her. But I tell you, I'd love to see a Deona and Rok-C tag team. I think that would be amazing. But there you go. So great to see Deonna now. As I said, is a champ again. Is there a possibility, boys, that in the coming months we could see Deonna as the champ? What do you think?
Definitely. It depends where, but I think that there is a potential. Could it be the Knockouts Championship again? Probably. If come SummerSlam, not SummerSlam. Christ, I'm thinking of the wrong bloody company. Come Summerversary, are Bound for Glory because see Jennifer as well as a champ. But I think we're going to have Tasha Steelz first.
I think there is, but I think it will be champ as a tag champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well because I was watching. It's interesting because I was going to talk about the media tour they've been doing in Florida. There's been a lot of interviews popping up, and
something fresh as well for her.
She was talking about several times. She's been talking about the possibility of becoming tag champs, becoming a tag team. With I think she was talking about doing it with Chelsea. So there is lots of there's lots of potential for that to happen. And I have to say, Courtney and Bonkers, I agree. I think Tasha Steelz is probably going to be the next Impact Knockouts champion. But we're just going to have to wait and see. But I still feel that Deonna's going to end up with champ in her name, which would be really, really cool. Now, something else, talking about the knockouts, Masha Slamovich has been talking Russian as well as English in her promos, being extremely dominant in the ring. Her last two matches have just basically been 2-minute squash matches where she just destroyed whoever's got in the ring with her. Absolutely amazing. And I loved her Russian promo. I had no idea what she was saying, but she sounded so menacing in that Russian accent. It was pretty cool. I really liked it. Obviously, she then repeated it all in English, so we know exactly what she had to say. But I think when she was doing it in Russian, I was like, whoa. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on Masha, Steve?
It's good that they're going down this line, considering that big Russian deal that they had. That they're really now putting a Russian athlete on the screen, because we've always said about a British wrestler on the screen, and then they could get a British deal. They've got that Russian deal, and now they're putting a Russian wrestler in the ring, and she's coming over so dominant, and it's gonna have that point where she's gonna have to make that step from beating these jobbers to who's gonna be her first real challenger. That's gonna be the victim.
Who's gonna be her victim, Steve? Who's gonna be her first real challenger?
Victim. So it's gonna be.
What about you, Joe? What are your thoughts?
Masha Slamovich.
What about you, Joe?
The way she's coming, it reminded me of Jordan Grace and it reminded me of Brian Cage. They just come in and the first two matches are just you're pissies, I'll destroy you. But the promo she did was incredible. Just straight to, like you said, it's really, really intimidating in both languages. But it was just straight to the point. She's like, I've done the easy stuff and give me someone that's actually worth a challenge. So I think we could see her versus Rachel Ellering soon, or Jordan Grace. But I think Rachel Ellering would be a good one to put her up against now.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
Exactly, but that's what you would be saying against her. Anyone who faces Masha, I think. Interestingly enough, the main event of the show was obviously Deonna versus Rok-C last week, and also the knockouts obviously main evented Hard to Kill as well. So two absolutely cracking knockouts main events we've had in the past sort of kind of week. Weekles.
I haven't seen biting like that from a woman since I left my ex-wife for her sister.
Exactly that. So it's been absolutely superb to see that. Now, one of the probably the biggest things that came out of Impact last week was the debut of legend, Attitude Era legend Charlie Huss confronting Josh Alexander, literally saying, "I'm here for you." And then, of course, we end up with the match being made for this week, which is I've heard is an absolute barn burner. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. What are your thoughts on the debuting Charlie Huss, Joe?
It is incredible. I've seen Charlie Huss has released a statement on something on the upcoming events, but I won't go into that. But to see Charlie Huss after God knows how long, he's aged really well. I have to say that he was you couldn't think he's in his well into his 40s now, mid 40s.
Yeah.
Wow, he looks incredible, and he sounds incredible on the mic too. I don't remember him having such a good promo skill when he was with Shelton Benjamin and Kurt Angle. He was more just a guy that just did all the wrestling.
Yeah.
My God, he's really coming to his own. I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens between him and Josh Alexander next week. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us today. What about you, Steve? What are your thoughts on Charlie?
I'll be honest. Charlie Huss is one of those names I knew of, but I wasn't really aware of who he was. And yeah, when he showed up, I was like, okay, that's who he is. And in that little snippet, you got a real good idea of who Charlie Huss was. It's basically Josh Alexander. That is an older version of Josh Alexander, and the fact that they really built up this match as kind of like what we've been wanting with Kurt Angle versus Josh Alexander. That is basically this match. So
I almost feel that Kurt's coming though. I don't know why, but I've started to get this feeling that Kurt Angle is going to turn up at some point.
Yeah.
Because I think in the back of Kurt's mind, to face someone like if he's got another match in him, that's the kind of person he's going to want to face. He's going to want to face Josh Alexander. That's my
sort of pass the torch kind of thing.
Yeah, that's my thought process on that. And if Josh continues going the way he's going, I think Kurt Angle will be knocking on the door to say, "Yeah, I want to fight this guy." So it's going to be interesting.
That was a hell of a pop that he got.
Yeah. Totally agree. I think it was great to see him in the Impact Zone. Like I said, the very first time he's ever been there. Legendary tag team, of course, with Shelton Benjamin, part of Team Angle. Bottom line, fantastic. Sorry, Steve, what are you saying?
I'll add this. It will be very interesting to see if he's just around for that day of tapings or if we see him further on.
Well, I believe he got injured, actually. I don't know whether that's going to affect moving forward. There has been an announcement that he's doing some kind of tour, like some sort of kind of farewell tour or something. So, yeah, who knows? But
I do know what's happened to him. He in his match with Josh Alexander, he slipped and whacked his head off the turnbuckle and just missed Josh missed his knee and hit his head off the turnbuckle, and he suffered a concussion. But coming to Impact Wrestling has rekindled his desire to get back in the ring fully, and he thanked Impact Wrestling and thanked Josh Alexander and everyone for everything that's happening, and he's hoping to go on a tour again. And I've left a message to him saying hopefully Impact Wrestling's back down on your radar when you down the line, and he followed me back on Twitter, said thank you.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, fantastic. Nice, mate. Nice. That's a nice story. Yeah, no, I think we might see him again, and who knows, if the Kurt Angle thing comes to fruition later on in the year, he might bring Charlie back with him. Who knows?
There we go.
Oh, baby!
My thoughts exactly, Steve. My thoughts exactly. Now, talking about awesome promos, because that was all kind of put together with a promo in the ring. Morrissey opened up Impact with a fire promo last week. And then, of course, later attacks Moose after Moose's squash match of Sticky Rice, which was interesting. But what a promo, guy. Let's talk about the promo first. That promo was absolutely badass. What were your thoughts on that, Joe? What were your thoughts on it?
This man is going to be the face of the company, is what crossed my mind as soon as the whole night kicked off. The way he presented and throwing everyone around, and then just marching down to the ring. The way he just dominates, his presence in the ring just showed that he when he said at the end of last year he intends to become the face of the company. My God, Impact Wrestling had to put him into that and say, "Go on, let's show us what you can do."
Yeah, I agree with that. What about you, Steve? What were your thoughts on it?
I think Impact are in a really tough situation here because Morrissey is doing some fantastic work here. I don't know if Impact have any choice but to turn him face. He's getting so much pops right now, and his work is so good that the fans are really behind him right now that I don't know what they're going to do.
I'd say what I loved about it was he was clearly a pro when it comes to working the TV cameras.
Yes.
Like, he totally knew exactly what he was doing, the way that he delivered everything, the way that he looked into the camera, looked to the camera side when he was delivering his, it was just it was perfectly executed and done so well. I was super, super impressed. I really hope that they've signed him for a long time. I know that he said publicly what he's done is his signing, his money, and all that kind of stuff got nothing to do with anybody but him and his family. And I agree with that. I do often wonder, why do people feel that they need to know the ins and outs of people's contract?
It's personal business.
Like, nobody knows the ins and outs of the contracts I give my employees. So why should I need to know a wrestler's contract? It's nice to know how long they're going to be around, but I don't need to know how much they're being paid or what the ins and outs of the deal is.
Yeah,
none of my
Matt
business.
Cardona and Rosemary, have shut people down for it.
Exactly, it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business, and I totally agree with Morrissey on that. But you could tell that he's obviously going to be around for a little while because they wouldn't be pushing him the way they're starting to push him now if they weren't intending to keep him around for a little while. So I'm super happy that they're giving him this push at the moment, and he's doing such a good job. And of course, the other thing as well is there was no commentary during this section whatsoever. So it was him holding that ring on his own, one man with a mic doing the job. There was nothing backing him up. It was if he was going to suck, then do you know what I mean? Like, you were screwed. He was there. He was doing it on his Todd. I thought it was fantastic. I cannot wait to see what's to come.
Like, for reals.
Exactly. And of course, from then on, we got obviously he wanted Moose. Obviously, we got something a little bit later, where they sort of kind of confront each other or whatever. Moose then obviously tells everybody he's going to end up with a match with somebody later on.
In my ass.
He might as well have been in his ass. When he finally comes out to the ring, it turns out he's obviously going one-on-one with Sticky Rice. And then he comes out in a suit, which was basically rubbing salt into the wounds, and just literally squashed Sticky Dice into the mat, which was obviously going to happen. Of course, we then get Moose being attacked by Morrissey, which again is setting up obviously the feud moving forward. What were your thoughts on all of this, guys?
I thought we could see it leading to a clash between Moose and Morrissey. It was just the way they added that extra comedic element into it was just perfect. It was a great way to bring back Brian Myers as well. And it was just hilarious to see Myers' reaction towards everything as well. He just sat back, oh yeah, sure, you've got this, and you can see him trying not to burst out laughing. It was just so great. But I'm looking forward to seeing where this builds with Moose and Morrissey, because I could see these guys beat the crap out of each other right the way for the rest of the year.
Yeah, exactly. What about? I mean, what were your feelings on this? I mean, poor old Sticky Rice got an absolute pounding, didn't he?
I was too busy laughing. I was laughing so hard I couldn't keep a straight face. I felt I felt more sorry for Brian Myers.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough. What about you, Steve? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, same with Joe. Like as soon as Moose came out in the suit, you knew what was going to happen. You know, Dice was going to take an absolute pounding here, and this was not going to last long. But yeah, this Moose and Morrissey is building very well. With Josh in the background, it's interesting to know where it's building to. I'm a little disappointed in what's happening to the learning tree. I don't think it's been the same since Myers and Beale were together. So I think they really need a refresh on the learning tree.
Yeah,
but it's maybe this is it. Maybe the fact that they've just had their, you know, their kind of arses handed to them. Maybe there is going to be a refresh. I mean, we haven't seen Beale for ages now.
No, but I think when Bill comes back, I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures of Sam recently. He's still on the roster. He's not gone anywhere.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen any picture of him recently, but he's obviously been doing some time in the gym because he's proper bulked up. His shoulders and his arms are ginormous, massive. So he's obviously bulking himself up a little bit. So we'll see. Maybe he's, you know, they're working, saying, look, you know, take a couple of months off, because I know that he's also at university. So, you know, he's not, so obviously he's not full-time careered into wrestling at the moment. So, you know, maybe they said, take some, I saw that as well. Maybe they're thinking, take a little bit of time off, do what you need to do, get bulked up, come back. Maybe we could, repackage you a little bit and come back slightly different. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But one of the interesting things as well that sort of kind of come out this week is Mickie James, Hardcore Country herself, confirms she'll be coming out to Hardcore Country and wearing her Knockouts title belt at the Royal Rumble.
Hardcore Country!
Yeah, definitely. So I was really, really pleased to see that. That's what's going to happen, because, you know, if they brought her out to her old WWE music, that would suck, because that's not who she is anymore.
No.
And the fact that she's going to be wearing that belt is also pretty cool as well. There'll be a lot of fans. I don't know how they're going to take it. I don't know how the WWE universe is going to take it, whether they'll be, you know, taking the piss, or whether they will appreciate it, or I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm pretty sure they're going to like Hardcore Country. I'm pretty sure of that. So I don't know what you're. Yeah, that's pretty much the majority of WWE's universe. But it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, so what are your thoughts on Mickie James Royal Rumble? The fact she's going out to Hardcore Country, etc. What do you think, Steve?
I think it's great, and I know that she said that was one of her one of the things that she asked for, the fact that she could come out as her Hardcore Country character, and that she could wear the Impact title to give to I can't get the word out, to advertise Impact Wrestling. So hopefully we get a bit more as well. The fact that she doesn't go in the Rumble and then within 5 seconds gets eliminated. You know, our Knockouts champion can last, you know, a good while to showcase that our Knockouts world champion, you know, is a strong Knockouts world champion as well. But even so, the fact that the Knockouts world champion is showcased on WWE, that's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's right. How many champions have brought their belt to the ring, enter the Royal Rumble? Not many.
No.
So that's a very cool thing as well. You know, don't get me wrong, WWE is trash. You know, but they are the biggest wrestling promotion in the world. So for them to acknowledge Impact Wrestling in the first place, for them to allow Mickie to come out as Hardcore Country wearing her belt is pretty cool. You know, I just hope they don't squash her. I'm
Yes.
sure that she would not agree to do this if they were like going to chuck her out in a minute.
No, I think she's going to go be one of into the last 3 or 4. I think she's going to go right to the end of the match. She's going to come in about midway, go right through to the end of the match with like Trish Stratus and Lita, and then whoever's actually going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if there were rumors that the reason WWE approached them was something to do with the fact that they are low on
They are
low on female talents at the moment because they've let most of them go and stuff.
Yeah, they've only got about like 10, 15 on their roster.
I'm sure there's more than that. There must be.
No,
I heard there was like 20 something, but
but I think they've got a lot of injuries as well.
Oh, really?
The rumor said they're at 24, 25, but
the rumor was that Sasha was going to win it, and now she's injured.
Right. Okay. So that's interesting. I'm actually a bit of a Sasha Banks fan. Actually, I think she's great, but shame I can't really get to watch her. But there you go. Interestingly enough, I mean, there was all the rumors about Mickey facing Charlotte Flair and all this kind of stuff. I don't think none of that's going to happen. I think this is just a one-off. She's going to go in the Rumble. She'll probably last about maybe 10, 15 minutes, and she'll be gone. But the main thing is that she's going to go out to hardcore country and she's going to be carrying that belt. That is bloody cool. That is cool. And no matter how you look at it, you can't get much better marketing than that. She's going to go out at the Royal Rumble. There's going to be like, God knows how many pay-per-views it's going to get. There's going to be an audience of like, 20,000 or something crazy in the stadium. It makes sense. It makes total sense. Why would Impact not agree to this? Makes total sense to me.
Can you hear that? No? Let me turn it up for you.
Exactly that. And the legend that is Sex Ferguson is telling us how it is. So I like that. But yeah, I've heard a rumor that there is a possibility they want Mickie James for the 2022 Hall of Fame. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe this getting her into the Royal Rumble is more of a to say sorry for the black bag, possibly. I don't know. But so really, really cool stuff. I'm excited to see where this goes. Am I going to join into the Rumble? No, but I will watch the highlights. So great advertising. Well done, Impact. Well done, Mickie James. Now, here's an interesting one. We were talking about that earlier with regards to Chris Bay losing to Laredo Kid in a classic X Division match last week on Impact. It was a great match, boys. Regardless of result for Chris Bay, it was a fantastic match.
I think you'd say...
I love this match!
I think you're not wrong, Steve. I think you're not wrong. What about you, Joe? Did you love this match? Because I did.
I love this match so much. Laredo Kid just once again showed everyone that why he deserves to be on Impact Wrestling. And Chris Bay reminds everyone that he is one of these guys that is going to shine through no matter what he does. And it was an awesome match. It's insane. Some of the stuff they did. That Spanish fly low first press from Laredo Kid is just one of the best finishing moves I've seen from a turnbuckle. I love that move so much.
Very, very early candidate for match of the year here.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Keith, who the hell are you talking about? But anyway, I'm assuming that might be something to do with Rok-C. I don't know, but let us know, Keith. Let us know. Confirm that one, buddy. Confirm that one. So it's like you say, it was an incredible match. They really, these guys put on an absolute clinic of X Division excellence. And Laredo Kid absolutely finished Chris Bay off like an absolute champ at the end. But like I said, I think this is all leading to a bigger storyline. Chris Bay's losing regularly at the moment. And he's obviously letting the Bullet Club down a little bit. And it's time for Jay as the leader, obviously, and the Gorillas of Destiny to come in and enforce and show the Impact talent what the Bullet Club's all about.
It really feels like, Laredo is a really good talent that Trey can have a great match with and a good talent that he can get a good win over. But it really feels like that this story they've got with the Bullet Club coming in is something that, like you said, Bay can get a good lift off, and they can really set Bay up to be the next one to take it off Trey.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's probably going to happen. I'm pretty certain Chris Bay's going to be the one that takes that title back again for a while. I'm certain of that. But Trey, interestingly enough, we're going to get to it in a second, because the next thing I want to talk about was the Ring of Honor invasion angle continuing, obviously, with Matt Taven, Mike Bailey, Vincent, PCO destroying D'Lo Brown at the start of Impact, which then led to having several guest commentators, obviously, with Tom. And, you know, during the Chris Bay match, of course, Trey Miguel was on commentary. I just wanted to say, I thought he was really good. I thought he came across really, really well, and added quite a lot to that match. The way that it was building in, the way they built that into the storyline, with Chris Bay kind of like continually looking at him and looking at the belt, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, you know, almost along the lines of, "Are you looking at me?" You know, that type of scenario going on. Yeah. I thought that worked really, really well. But obviously, D'Lo got an absolute pounding at the start. Yeah, I mean, PCO just absolutely landing on him big time. But yeah, no, it was awesome. Tom Hanifan, I think is his name, Nielsen. Yeah. So I do know it is. I just didn't want to say it, but there you go.
On the commentary, while they were doing the beatdown, I really enjoyed the commentary that Matt Taven done. I thought he was fantastic during that.
I think Matt is fantastic on the voice, and I think people say it very clearly. He loves the sound of his own voice.
Well, I've not listened. I've not listened to him too much. I mean, if he was like to stick around, maybe he's one of those people where after a little while you get tired of him. I don't know, because I haven't heard him that much.
Well, I got to say, him and Mike Bennett are a fantastic tag team. They are a fantastic tag team. So, you know, eventually I'm hoping that we start to see them tagging and having matches and stuff. I'm sure that's going to come. Yeah. But Vincent, what a character. I mean, he's amazing. Vincent is pretty badass as well. There was also some talking about PCO. It's rumored, or he confirmed, I believe, in an interview, he's actually signed a deal to become an Impact roster member. So PCO has actually joined the Impact roster. I guess at the moment they're not blasting that around because he's all part of the Ring of Honor invasion angle. I'm hoping that they've signed all of them. I think it would be great if they signed all of them.
Yeah, I think they're all sort of signed. I do.
It's just to keep it under the hat at the moment.
Yeah, keep everyone waiting.
Either they're all signed, or they're all like on the sort of Matt Cardona sort of they're on a pay-per kind of appearance sort of thing, but they're on a tight pay-per appearance where they're all sort of happy there.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, sorry, Mira, you're right. That's what he did. He said, Tom, what's his name? Yeah, you're right. That's what he said. I remember now. Yeah, you're right. Matt Taven said, Tom, what's his name? Sorry, mate. I didn't realize what you were getting at. So Donald Hill is calling it now. He thinks Eddie Edwards is part of this group. I'm not down with that one.
I don't see how they turn the top babyface in the company heel.
Alicia Edwards sent out a warning to everyone that she's going to come for more.
It would be a big shock.
And I said to her, I'm behind Team Lish and Eddie Edwards all the way. Got a thumbs up from both of them. So if Eddie Edwards is gonna betray me and go on to actually be on the Team Ring of Honor side, I'm gonna be gutted.
So will I.
This is a bunch of crap. This shit sucks.
That's exactly what I would say. Yeah, definitely. Guys, can I just say we've got quite a few people in the chat contributing in the moment, which is absolutely fantastic. Please make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Smash the thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up. Because it really does help us get up the get up the rankings on the YouTube listings and all that kind of stuff. The more and more people watch us, the better. So if you like what you see, and most of you that join us every week clearly do, then make sure you smash the thumbs up. yeah, it's really, really important that you do that, or give it a tickle, or whatever it is you want to do, tickle, squeeze, smash, that thumbs up button is really, really important. So get it done. Do it now while you're thinking about it. Do it now. But there you go. So there's lots of stuff going on with regards to this Ring of Honor angle as well, and I'm really liking it. I think it's being done really, really well. Do you agree, guys?
Yeah, I think it's been fantastic.
Yeah,
I do as well.
In just like 2 nights, couple of nights, they've done more in an invasion kind of feel than they done in sort of 6 months with AEW. So there's so much to grip onto here. Yeah,
I think so too. I'm just really, really looking forward to seeing where it goes. I think I'm intrigued, and like I say, the commentary as well, which is coming along with it, is helping. It's really sort of kind of like selling it. So I'm excited about it. Now, something else I want to talk about. A friend of the show, Lady Frost, is going to face Jordynne Grace for the DMC title. Now, nothing against Lady Frost. I'm very excited to see this match. I think it's going to be fantastic. But last time I looked, Jake Something was a number 1 contender. Bit of inconsistency here. I'm calling Impact out on it. You get Jake his title first. He's got to have his title shot first. You can't make somebody a number 1 contender and then give a title shot to somebody else that hasn't earned it. That's my opinion. What do you think on that one, Joe?
It's sad to see that what this thing with Jake Something hasn't gone anywhere. But honestly, I think it's the last cause, and just it's better to just move forward now. And I'm looking forward to seeing Lady Frost become the new digital media champion.
Okay, all right. What about you then, brother? What about you, Steve?
I'm kind of with you. Like I've been saying for weeks that Jake is the number 1 contender and hasn't had his shot. But in the back of my mind, I've half felt like Impact aren't going to do, they may not give him follow through with it. I mean, like this time last year, Ace Austin won the Super X Cup, and I don't believe ever cashed it in and ever got his shot. So, Impact do have a history with having these number 1 contenderships or these sort of things and never, ever going through with it and changing direction. So
I think the problem is you've got two problems here. I think the problem is that his contract's up for renewal in February. So if they're gonna put him over, they've got to have his signature on the sheet. That's a fact. So obviously the plan was for Jake to end up, I think, the digital media champion, because it's very unrealistic. And please don't take this the wrong way, all right? But Jake Something losing to Jordynne would kill him, right? Because he's supposed to be a beast. He's a monster among men, if you like, right? And if that, and I'm not saying Jordynne isn't a fantastic wrestler. She's super strong. She's a great knockout, and she can beat guys. But she can't. Surely, she's not going to beat the guy of Jake Something's stature. There's a difference between a 5'1", strong female athlete beating a 5'6", 5'8", kind of X Division style guy, right? But not to take on someone that's like over 6 foot, built like a tank. It's just not realistic, is it? It's not realistic.
This is the problem that Eli Drake had when they brought in the whole intergender wrestling thing, when Scarlett Bordeaux and Tessa Blanchard were there, and that's the same sort of argument Eli Drake had then. And like I can see the same thing with Jake Something. If he was going to beat someone for it, it would have to be something. It'd be pretty shocking, not unbelievable, because Jordynne Grace can bench press 500 pounds, but the fact that Jake Something is like 6'2", 6'3", so that it just, the casual fan will think, oh, this is just ridiculous.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I do agree with some over. I do agree with some of the comments. Like it's funny because since the split with Deonna, I sort of personally feel like Jake has been very inconsistently booked. Like it feels like it feels like he's been sort of slightly directionless. And I felt like when the Digital Media Championship came in, is that like this is a chance for him, because it's something new. Finally, he can have a direction. And again, he got that number one contendership. It's like, great, he's on the part. And again, he's been floundering here, there, and everywhere still. So it really feels like, we saw Rohit leave, and now it feels like Jake is in that same boat as Rohit, just treading water, not really going anywhere, sadly.
Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with you, and I think there's a lot of people in the chat that agree with you as well. It's a real shame, and you're right, Mark. At this point, Jake is basically a monster jobber, and it's a real shame because he's just so damn good.
Yeah.
I've often thought, could Jake go away for a little while and repackage, and come back in a slightly different way. To me, Jake is a sort of guy that I'd love to see as a proper full-on monster. Like, not so much, like almost in the Kane vein.
Okay. I was sort of thinking maybe sort of close to what Fulton is doing, that kind of style.
No. More along the lines of, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, they put him over, Fulton.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. How can someone that just beats Fulton then, for instance, go into a match with someone like, Jordan Grace and then lose? It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. Now, that's the thing. And Mark, you're right. He needs to be repackaged. He needs a new gimmick. He needs to come back as a real unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Full
blown heel or something like that.
I'm not talking, I'm not saying that, he should come out like the big man himself, the big red machine here. I'm not saying he necessarily, but that's for me, like he could come, if they could come up with a character that was similar to that, but different, obviously, but that kind of, that kind of monstery feel, I think it would work for him. I think it will work.
Yeah, maybe finally gives in and sort of joins Violent by Design.
No, I don't think he needs to go to Violent by Design. He needs to be his own man, and he needs a new gimmick. He needs to be a monster. The Jake something thing is not working. It's not happening. He can have some great matches, but it's not happening. Hello, Anna. Violet. Lovely to see you, sweet cheeks. Lovely to see you. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. I just don't think it's working for him at the moment. And I think lots of people seem to be saying the same thing. And you're right. Management just don't seem to see anything in Jacob Fulton, or at least they don't see what we all see. I don't know. We just have to see how it all goes. We'll see how it all goes. But who knows? Who knows? Now, moving on from Jake, moving on from the Digital Media Championship, this past weekend at Terminus, the very first show of Jonathan Grisham's new promotion, which had very poor production values, but the matches were good. Josh Alexander faced Jonathan Gresham. The match ended in a draw. Wow. I guess nobody wants Josh to lose at this time, let alone to another company's champion. But obviously, they needed to keep the title on Jonathan Gresham to carry on his facing people type thing. And of course, this week we've got Jonathan Gresham facing Steve Macklin for the title. So if he'd lost to Josh at Terminus, the continuation wouldn't quite work because obviously he wouldn't have the title for Tuesday. So that would be a bit of a flaw there. But it was a very good match. It was a very, very good match. And I can see that if Jonathan's going to give up the title, that Ring of Honor World title, to somebody, I think it could be Josh Alexander a little bit later down the line. And it could happen on Impact pay-per-view. So who knows where that's going to go? I mean, you got to watch this space on that one. I think that could happen. What are your thoughts, guys, in the chat? Did you watch Terminus? What did you think on it? It'd be interesting to see. What did you think? I mean, I know you boys didn't actually see it, but what are your thoughts on what I'm saying with regards to Josh and Jonathan Gresham?
Oh, definitely. Jonathan Gresham, he's had draws with this belt before as well. It's not like this is a one-off. So it's just consistency with how this title has been defended. He's won it. He's always had draws with them. He's gone the distance, man, and so it's not. This has just been done so he doesn't lose. It's not like when Jericho took on Jungle Boy and they ended up going to a bloody draw. This it's just consistent with how the title's set up and how Jonathan Gresham wants his title reign to go through, and it must have made a fantastic main event for the whole night. So for it to end on a draw, you still got a hell of a match out of it, and Josh Alexander could definitely be the guy to beat him down if he's still champion and then ends up being defended in like Slammiversary, quite right this time, or Bound for Glory.
Yeah. That's what I think. I sort of feel that if Jonathan Gresham's going to lose that title, it's going to be on a big pay-per-view. It's not going to be on, I mean, to be fair, Terminus probably had about 150 people there, I guess, watching it. It wasn't a lot. I don't think he's going to lose it on his own shows. I think, but we'll have to wait and see. Sorry, Mia. The reason I call Anna Violet is because that's her name, her real name.
I think going forward, we'll see Impact and Ring of Honor being very closely working together.
Yeah.
Hi, Paul. Nice to see you in the chat, bud. Thanks for coming in. And Hakeem, I didn't mention you, buddy, when you came in. We were slap bang in the middle of something. I just want to say welcome. Welcome, guys. It's nice to see you in the chat again this week. Okay, so let's move on from Terminus. We got Deonna and Moose doing their media tour in Florida. It all seems to be going very well. There's been a number of interviews, a number of appearances. Just today, we started seeing some interviews being released with Deonna and Moose on YouTube from different companies or different outlets. It seems to be going very, very well. The interviewers are also extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Seemingly engaged, very, very polite and pushing the talent. At one point, the guy interviewing Deonna seemed like he was in awe of her, which was great.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally in awe of whoever I interview as well. But there you go. So it was great. It was really good to see. And the interesting thing was at Terminus. I just want to put it in because Mir was mentioning it with regards to Bandito and all that kind of stuff because he was at Terminus. Right at the end of Terminus, AEW contracted talent Santana turned up. Obviously, formerly LAX Santana, which I thought was quite cool as well and very unexpected. And that was sort of kind of like setting up some sort of match with Jonathan Gresham at the next Terminus. So Santana versus Gresham at the next one. Like I said, the matches were great, but the production value was terrible. It's good to see that. But yeah, great to see Deonna and Moose doing their tour. Lots of great publicity. They're doing everything the right way, so I'm excited about that. And one last thing I wanted to mention, because friend of mine and friend of the show, Jake Christ, was owning some crazy Mizarks with regards to Impact release, which actually, as he stated, was he asked for his release towards the end of his contract because they hadn't used him for 6 months. So he thought, well, if they're not using me for 6 months, I might as well get released and work elsewhere. Makes total sense. He's also stated that his relationship with Impact, Scott D'Amore, etc., is very much on good terms, and that he would love to return back to Impact one day. So, and we all know that. That he loves the promotion. He calls it his home. So who knows? It'd be great to see Jake back at Impact at some time in the future. I know, Joe, that you found this. You found Jake owning the Mizarks was cool, didn't you? You enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. It's just great to see. And I've also found out yesterday he's had issues with kidney stones as well. He's had a massive rant about that, and I've said to him, "Oh, you've got a great name for a finisher now."
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Some of the stuff that he's been doing at Wrestling Revolver has been absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
I saw some of the highlights of his most recent match at Wrestling Revolver. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
How's he still standing?
there's some serious health and safety issues at that promotion.
Oh, Jake Crest is just absolutely amazing.
He's an amazing talent. He can wrestle any way you want him to wrestle. That's the key. He is the artist. He's the master of the 3-string.
He's
Needs to
born
be
to
on
die.
Impact Wrestling. He's born to die, and he needs to be on Impact Wrestling. We love you, Jake. We love you. Okay, so talking about Wrestling Revolver, last night's digital media exclusive match was the incredible match of Speedball Mike Bailey versus a returning to Wrestling Revolver, AC Romero. Now, this match was fantastic. I don't know if you've watched it, but I'm going to tell you now, it's a hell of a match. You need to watch it. It really was fantastic. It was a grueling 15-minute match. I like the fact that what they're doing at the moment is, obviously they're not they've not started to highlight the Digital Media Championship so much on this at the moment, but what they are doing is giving us an exclusive match every single week. This was a great match. Speedball Mike Bailey, they're obviously wanting to push him a little bit, get us to see him a bit more if we haven't seen him. He wins the match, but by God, did he take a beating from Racy Romero, who I have to say looks like, again, he's lost a bit more weight. Looks absolutely superb. He's obviously got the cardio for it, because a 15-minute grueling match is not easy. So superb. Good, congratulations to both of them. Congratulations to Sammy for getting Wrestling Revolver match onto the digital media match of the week again, because it's not the first one that we've had. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to see a Jake Chris one in the future. You never know. You never know. Can I just say a quick hello to Andrew Pollard? Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us. So absolutely superb. What did either of you get to see this match?
I've not watched it yet. No, I'm going to watch it tonight. But to know that AC Romero is still actively in the ring, especially after all the recent injuries and the issues that he's had with COVID, it's good to know he's still going strong. It's good to know he's back in, and to go up against Mike Bailey of all people. What a contrast in styles. What more of a contrast in styles could you ask for? This is a match I'm really looking forward to seeing. And
it's a great match. It's a great match.
The way Mike Bailey has performed in just the 2 matches that I've seen him in has left me absolutely speechless. And so I can't wait to see how he goes up against someone like AC Romero, and it's just going to be fantastic. I can just imagine the twos and throws that this match. This is going to be really, really unbalanced in a good way. Not.
Well, I have to say, it's certainly a match that's worth. It's certainly a match that's worth watching. So, anyone in the chat, if you haven't watched this match yet, it's been released. It was released yesterday. You've got the Impact Plus. If you've got Insiders, Ultimate Insider, whatever you've got on YouTube, this match is well worth watching because it is really good, really, really good. Actually, it makes you sort of kind of miss AC a little bit. And I was never a big AC Romero fan. I thought he was very slow, a bit clumsy in the ring. But in this match, he looked great. Whether that's because he's lost a little bit of weight, he can move well. He's got the cardio for it. Like I said, 15 minutes of grueling action. Definitely worth 15 minutes of anyone's time to watch. So get yourself watching that. I don't think we've got anything with regards to a BTI match that's been released at the moment.
Yep.
Have you seen?
We have. It's going to be the Jordan Grace versus Lady Frost Digital Media Championship match.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, wow. So that's interesting. So digital media match is going to be Lady Frost versus Jordan Grace for the Digital Media Championships.
We're going to get a good 10 minutes out of these two. It's going to be brilliant. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great. I'm definitely going to be tuning in for this one. So yeah, there you go. We've already sort of kind of hit on that. So I'm looking forward to this one. Make sure you tune into BTI. And there you go, Andrew. See, Andrew Pollard. I thought Jake Sumlin did get the EMC contendership match before it was with like 3 or 4 other people. Yeah, well, he got like I say, he got the number 1 contendership, but for some reason he doesn't seem to be getting the match. So maybe the rumors are true. Maybe Jake is no longer with the company. We just have to...
bull crap.
Bull crap. Who knows? You never know. But moving on into tomorrow night on Impact Wrestling, we've got several, but we've got quite a few matches actually. So I could see that it's going to be quite a match-heavy show tomorrow. So I'm looking for, I'm looking forward to that. So we've got Gallows, Doc Gallows, and Joe Doring, the man of many words, versus Heath and Rhino. So 2 things come out of this one for me. Great to see Heath and Rhino finally getting to tag together. Just the 2 of them. But Gallows and Doring, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's got to be 2 of the biggest dudes on the Impact roster, other than Morrissey, I guess, versus Heath and Rhino. I think this is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this one. We all know how great Joe is, and Gallows, and Heath is just a beast, and Rhino is obviously the beast. So, interesting to see. What are your thoughts on what we're going to get in this match, Steve?
It can go either way, really, can't it? Because it really looks like they're setting up Heath and Rhino to be the next tag team champions. However, as EY said, the main plan for these 2, for VBD and the Good Brothers to be together, is for these 2 men, Gallows and Doring, to be unstoppable together. So if they lose, then the whole plan is, wasteful.
Null and void.
Yeah, so it's a case of you feel like neither team can lose here. So yeah, it's a very tricky way. If I had to pick, I would say Gallows eats the pin.
Possibly. What about you, Joe? Because you have to remember that Joe's never been pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts then, buddy?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same as Steve. It's all setting up for Heath and Rhino to become the next tag team champions. And if Doring and Gallows are going to lose this match, then Doring won't be the one eating the pin. It'll be Gallows, and it'll lead to an implosion. It'll start to build this rivalry between. It could even lead to a triple threat then between Violent by Design, the Good Brothers, and Heath and Rhino, and because Rich Swann and Willie Mack
like
with Eddie Edwards going off to Ring of Honor.
That could happen. That could happen.
Wish I'd thought of that.
And that's because I'm not quite as smart as Don, but when things cross my mind,
that could be a no surrender match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. And BTI is definitely still a thing, Mir. Stop believing what you read on the internet. Tasha Steelz versus Chelsea Green. What are our thoughts on that one?
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Tasha Steelz rubbing the salt in the wounds at Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green last week was hilarious. I was just so good, and it's just going to be a great way to build momentum for Tasha Steelz. I think win or lose, it's going to build momentum for Tasha Steelz going forward. It's all about making her the standout knockout on the roster along with Deonna Purrazzo.
Because I firmly believe that Deonna and Chelsea are going to form a tag team fairly soon. We're going to see them going for the tag team titles.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the last few weeks we've slowly seen changes in both Chelsea and Deonna's sort of personalities, and I think that they're kind of slowly becoming tweeners.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I mean, I don't see Tasha losing this after what the push that they've given her.
They've given her a big push. She's gone off. She's won the Ultimate X. There's no way she's going to lose this.
But this could be a big match to take Chelsea to that next step in her character development.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And Donald, that's a very interesting point you're making there, buddy. I mean, you're talking about Gallows and Dorian winning, but eventually the grand plan of Eric Young is for VBD to take the title off the Good Brothers. Interesting. Interesting.
Like Joe said, get them into that 3-way match and then... Yeah.
It's sorry, Mir. I think it's because it's going on to YouTube Insider.
Yeah.
So there you go. But it's still a thing. It might be taken off TV. I'm not disputing it is, but it's still happening. So BTI still exists.
It's only going to be on their social platforms from now on.
Yeah, which explains why they're putting the digital media title on it.
Yes.
There you go. So that's working for me. So maybe moving forward, we'll start seeing digital media matches appearing on BTI. That's sort of kind of that'll become the platform for it, as opposed to necessarily having and maybe even BTI will turn up. Will start happening on like a Wednesday or something.
Maybe.
But
it makes more sense just to leave it on Thursday online.
I guess, yeah, you could it could be an online thing. Digital media matches happen on BTI online, before Impact starts on Access TV. Yeah, it could be, definitely. But the next match which has been made, which is interesting, I think this is the match which is going to make Morrissey look like an absolute beast. And that's Morrissey versus VSK and Sticky Rice. Wow. So Morrissey's got both the learning tree to deal with now, and I think he's going to make mincemeat of both of them. What about you, Joe? What do you think?
Someone's going to get cut, and someone's going to get power bombed, and someone's not going to be walking after this match.
Yeah,
and W. Morrissey's going to be just skipping out the ring.
I think so. I don't think it's going to last very long.
No,
I really don't.
I can really see both men getting cut here, and and Myers really going back to the drawing board with everything here.
Yeah,
it's going to build between. It's going to build on the Moose coming out as well. But
maybe it'll make the awkward. Maybe what will happen is they'll cut both of them and make an awkward phone call to Sam Beale.
Yeah,
yeah.
Please come back, Sam.
Or Manny
Please
Lemons.
come back to me. Yeah, Manny Lemons and Sam Beale come back. Yeah, be very interesting. Be very interesting.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, like Joe says, on the Moose confrontation, on what happens here, because this is obviously they're obviously building you towards your next main event, like probably what we talked about on the tag team front. This is likely what your main event of No Surrender will be.
I agree totally. But what I do know is 100% what Morrissey's going to do after this match.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
Someone's going to get broken by Morrissey.
They're going to get broken, and at the very end, he's going to do something. I'm pretty sure. I'm wondering what he could do. What do you think he could do? He could probably turn around and say to the crowd something, couldn't he?
Yeah.
What do you think, Steve? What do you think he could say to the crowd?
They laughed. And they laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed.
Exactly. That's exactly what he could be saying to the crowd after he kicks the shit out of VSK and Sticky Rice. Exactly. That's what's going to happen. So definitely, I think I'm actually looking forward to this one because I think this is going to be funny. And I also think these two are going to get absolutely destroyed. And like you say, at the end of it, are they going to get cut from the learning tree for embarrassing Myers in the process?
Yeah, they'll probably be standing there so scared.
I have the runs.
What's going to happen? Probably after all that pizza that Sticky Rice ate last week before his match with Moose. But there you go. Then, guys, we've also got advertised the Influence versus Decay, Rosemary and Havoc. Have you seen I think over the last couple of weeks, like even the banners that they're doing, the promo posters,
they look really nice.
They look so good, and this one looks great.
Yeah.
The only trouble is with the Influence getting their title match with the Inspiration at the next set of tapings, I can't see them losing to Decay. Even though I would like to see that. I think it'll either be a DQ something to happen to stop so that neither of them lose, or unfortunately DK are going to take the pin here. It would be a real shame. I'm hoping it's going to be one of those where K with a K gets involved and causes Decay to lose because Decay can't lose. They're my favorite tag team. I need them to win, or they cannot lose. Right, as simple as that. What are your thoughts on this one, guys?
Yeah, I'm as much as I would love to see Decay win and really cause a massive upset and really throw the inspiration off balance as well. They'll be thinking they've got the influence up against them, and if I find they got Decay, it'd be a great twist in the whole story. But
what if Decay beat the influence
and then
it becomes a three-way? So you get Decay, the influence versus the inspiration.
Yeah, but that'll be the more obvious outlook for it. But I would love it if Decay win and they actually get a second rematch against the
inspiration.
Yeah, the inspiration
and win. That would be great. I know what Mayor's going to say. Mayor's going to say that Bison loves a three-way in a minute. We wait and see.
Who doesn't love a three-way, especially both those teams?
But no, the influence had for ages were sadly always at the bottom of the pile. You know, they were always the jobber team. So it's nice to finally have them be taken a little bit more seriously. So I don't mind the Decay kind of maybe eating a pin just to get another team over for just the once.
Yeah. Who knows?
You know,
we'll have to, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I have to say, this one out of the, I'm not taking anything away from Tasha Steele's Chelsea Green, but out of the knockouts matches that's happening, this is the one I'm looking forward to more because I just feel that the Tasha versus Chelsea one is just a journey. It's just a journey match. So yeah, although I guess Influence versus Decay is probably a journey match as well, but I'm looking forward to that one more. To be fair, because I just love Rosemary, I think that's probably what it is. So it's great to see Rosemary.
How could you not love Rosemary?
Oh, she's the best. She is the best. But yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on this match? You know, where do we think this one's going to go? What do you think this is going to lead in terms of storyline? I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Now, the next match we've got advertised is Charlie Huss versus Josh Alexander. Now, we hit upon this a little bit earlier when we were talking about him debuting for Impact. We also know that Charlie sustained a slight injury at this point as well. But all indications are, from a lot of people online, that this is a cracking match. Now, we know Josh is going to win because, you know, that's what this is all about, is building Josh up. He's either going to win or it's going to lead to a match at No Surrender or something. Okay, so but I'm looking forward to it because every match Josh Alexander is in is for me 4 or 5 stars. So I'm looking forward to this match either way, no matter what happens. I think it's going to be great. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I'm really looking forward to seeing how Charlie has changed after not seeing him for so long. He had a pretty decent run as a singles competitor in WWE, but Shelton Benjamin did outshine him a lot more, and they were both absolutely amazing. So if either one of them got one over on the other, both of them deserved it, rightly so. But to see Charlie Huss go away for so long, and now finally see him again, this is going to be one hell of a match to see what this guy can do. And like his promo last week really set everything up perfectly. Him and Josh Alexander got a similar background in amateur wrestling. They can go move for move with each other. Who both got injuries to their ear due to wrestling.
The cauliflower ears.
Yeah. So there's a lot of history, a lot of humor, and a lot of.
Can you imagine if Charlie comes out with his ear guards on?
Yeah, it'd be really
like proper. They both come out looking like proper amateur wrestlers. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Proud as a peacock.
I agree. What about you, Steve? What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, as you say, every match that we see with Josh is very much match of the night, and I'm very much looking forward to this. Part of me feels that this will be a one and done. For now, we may see it, you know, Charlie back again at some point in the future. But for now, I think it's going to be a one and done. It's going to be very interesting what happens after. Part of me feels that when the match is over, we see someone else pop out and get in Josh's way. I think that's going to, that could happen. But yeah, I
think Joe's getting some love over there.
Yeah, I'm getting some love off of Sammy. Come on, you.
Bless him. Here he is. Sammy the mascot, the mask dog. He's here. Look at him. Look. He's just loving you. He's absolutely loving you, isn't he?
His tail.
We need to get a t-shirt. We need a mask dog t-shirt for Sammy, don't we?
Yeah.
TNI mask dog. That'd be very cool. Can I just say thank you to Violet, by the way, for buying my Bison t-shirt, and not only buying it, but wearing it and putting it all over. Sorry, Violet. Yeah, Violet putting it all over Twitter as well. Fabulous. Well done, you. I like it. All worth it. Only one person, the only person that's bought it, but fantastic. No, I don't know. I'm not sure how many people bought it, to be honest. But it was great to see somebody had bought it. This
is the good stuff.
It is. Now, the other match that the last match that we've got advertised is the Ring of Honor Championship match. So Steve Macklin versus Jonathan Gresham. Now, again, so we saw John Gresham at Hard to Kill. We then saw him last week. We're seeing him again this week against Steve Macklin. Are we going to see him at the next set of tapings? I'm not sure, but I've wanted to see John Gresham on Impact TV for a long, long time. So the rumors are on this one that it's a cracking match as well. What are your thoughts on this, Macklin versus Gresham?
I can believe that it's a cracking match. I mean, we've been more and more impressed with Macklin every match we see him. And in one match with Chris Sabin, I mean, yeah, it was with Chris Sabin, but Jonathan Gresham held his end up as well. So I can believe that this was a cracking match. It was a bit strange to hear Macklin accuse someone of, maybe being an invader and sort of being someone who was being a bit unruly when he himself is going around, creating mayhem. It was
That's his moniker.
Yeah,
he is Mr. Mayhem himself.
Yeah, it was a little weird coming from Macklin, but I guess he is someone who kind of takes pride in it rather than going around and doing it behind people's backs, I guess. But part of me would love to see Macklin as the Ring of Honor champion, but I don't think it will happen.
No, I don't think it will. I think if it's going to get handed down, like I said, it's going to be to a Josh Alexander or something like that.
Yeah,
because it's the credibility of it all. Or we're going to get Bandito versus Gresham, and they'll merge the two titles together at some point or something.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? What do you think?
I'm really looking forward to this match. Steve Macklin's been really, really impressive since he's come in.
He's one of my favourites of the ones that have come in recently, definitely.
I'm looking forward to seeing him go up against someone who's the rules of this match really do suit Steve Macklin down to the ground. Yes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do and how he's going to get these pinfalls and how he's going to sadly lose.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I assume we'll have Riccaboni back on commentary for the match as well.
We have, yes. He's actually posted that on Twitter that he's going to be alongside Tom, what's his name, and for this match as well. So that's really good. It's nice to see him come back. Who knows? I mean, there's something going down here. I mean, what was the reason for taking D'Lo Brown out and taking him off commentary?
Yeah. Well, I've got an article coming out tomorrow where I've kind of gone into depth in my thoughts on the whole Ring of Honor kind of invasion.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think it's potentially that maybe Ian is going to come in alongside Tom full time eventually. It's just how they're sort of kind of like this is how they're doing it. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Will D'Lo be back on commentary for tomorrow night? There's the question.
Yeah.
Or will somebody else turn up and be the new commentator?
Maybe they'll just keep doing what they done for the rest of last week, which is just have a wrestler chip in for each match, because that was quite unique.
Well, I think it worked for that show, but I'm not too sure doing that moving forward will work.
It worked for one night. If they do it too often, it'll be like AEW. I think Chris Jericho or Cody Rhodes on commentary every other week.
I will say though, I do
not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I do like when you've got a wrestler as the color commentator, because they can really go into depth in how the matches work.
Maybe they should move Matthew Raywalt into that role next to Tom. He's a pretty good commentator.
Oh, he's a great commentator, and to be honest, I really don't know how. I mean, we were talking about Jake earlier. He's another person who I think, besides being Deonna's number 2, I really don't know how much they've used him in the ring.
Yeah, he's a bloody good wrestler, though. I mean, the matches he's had, they've all been really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
It's been great to have him on the show. It's been great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that pretty much rounds up tonight's show, guys. We've talked about everything that's been going down. We've talked about BTI, the digital media stuff. We talked about Ring of Honor stuff. We talked about Terminus. We've talked about BTI match and the Wrestling Revolver match as well. It was a digital media exclusive this week. So loads of stuff have been talked about this week, guys. I'm just really, really looking forward to see after last week's show, which was absolutely phenomenal. It's like almost flawless show. I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going. I'm loving the new commentator. It's added a breath of fresh air, a lease of life to it all. I think so the production values have increased. Everything seems to be going in the right direction. And again, if we're having tapings every couple of weeks now, it's going to be coming, quick and fast. We're going to be getting newer stuff all the time. I'm very excited.
Good job, Scott. Good job.
Can I just say, please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And also make sure you watch tomorrow night's TNI flagship Impact live review directly after the show is aired on Twitch and YouTube. Now, also, all TNI content is available for all of you listening on the go, guys. Audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We are there. Now, guys, as we're closing down the show, Joe, where can we find you on the socials, my brother?
You can follow me on Twitter at Joe-ker, or you can jump onto WrestleBuddy and look for me in the Impact Wrestling articles there. And you can also jump onto Facebook, look for #EmptySpace, #The Void, Daily Giggle if you wish to challenge your sense of humor, but enter with an open perspective and you just might keep your sanity.
Who knows? What about you, Steve? Where can we find you, my friend?
You can find me over on Twitter at SimplySteve311 for everything Impact Wrestling related, or you can head over to WrestleBuddy.com also under the Impact Wrestling header for a new article every Thursday. So keep your eyes open tomorrow.
Ooh, looking forward to that one. WrestleBuddy.com. Check it out. I will be spreading it around as always. But I can always ask, guys, at the end of the day, if you see of us posting any of this kind of content, make sure you spread it around, share it, retweet it, throw it around Facebook, do whatever you need to do. Let everybody know that Steve's articles are really, really good, as are Joe's when we get them. And of course, TNI, the best Impact related show on YouTube and Twitch. So, you guys are the best. You guys let everybody else know that we're the best, and that's all that matters. Can I just say, please take the time to help us out, moving up the rankings on YouTube. As we stated earlier, give us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or a smash to never miss any of the TNI-UK US team's great content each and every week. Don't forget, if you want to support TNI, head over to the Spreadshirt store, or don't forget, we've also got t-shirts available on ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. So, with all that said, I have been your host, Bison. What am I saying?
Bacon.
I'm Bacon. I've been your host, Bison. He has been your mass dog, Sammy, as well as the Joker, and of course, Simply Steve. And this has been episode 65 of Impacted. Take care, guys.
Take care.
We brought